At least 305 persons successfully treated of COVID-19 in the Republic of Cameroon. In the meantime, 42 persons have died from the coronavirus pandemic, and the figures of COVID-19 in Cameroon have continued rising over the past weeks as government intensifies the fight against the coronavirus. And in the far north region of the Republic of Cameroon, over 10 health centers are shut down for illegal practice. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am Bable Jonathan. We begin this newscast in the far north region of the Republic of Cameroon, where some 10 illegal health units have been closed down by administrative authorities. The illegal health units were tracked down by an operation launched by the administrative and health officials in Marwa 1 subdivision. From Armstrong Standard reports.
This is what goes for a hospital bed in the heart of the coronavirus pandemic across Cameroon. We are in the P2 neighborhood of Marwa 1 subdivision of the Diamare division in the far north region of Cameroon. Several health units as this exist across the subdivision with structures likened to a pigsty. Out of 11 health units visited by the first assistant senior divisional officer for the Diamare division, just one was in conformity, as explained by Dr. Augustine Menang, Marwa 1 district medical officer.
The objective is to verify the legality of all the health structures in Marwa 1 subdivision, especially the private health structures, to see if they have all the necessary documents to function. And you have been asked, physically you have noticed that out of 11 structures we went through, only one had complete documents, and the others had documents that were incomplete. The others did not even have any documents, and in this case you see here, it skipped before we even came. So this is the objective, to clean up the sector, to allow people to give health to the population only when they have all the legal documents. Those who are illegal, it depends on what is lacking, because we are going to make a detailed report of what is lacking. If there are documents that have to be completed, they will be completed and they will allow them to function. And those who have not even deposited any documents, those who have clearly escaped as we were coming around, will be just closed definitively.
Some of the health units, like this one at the Pongve neighborhood of Marwa, only receive or consult patients at night, according to local sources. Apart from the poor state and wanting equipment of these health units, some health workers were also found guilty of disrespecting the COVID-19 preventive measures recommended by the government of Cameroon. Many could be seen consulting patients without face mask or hand gloves. The representative of the senior divisional officer for the Diamare and collaborators from the Ministry of Public Health say the operation Clean the Health sector will be extended to the rest of the Diamare division in the days ahead.
On National Highway number 1 in the far north region of Cameroon, officers of the National Gendarmerie are stepping up efforts to ensure the strict respect of government's anti-COVID-19 measures. They have been taking some repressive actions, but also sensitizing the population in that part of the country with regards to the fight against COVID-19. Immaculate Fogwe reports.
Law enforcement officers in the far north region of Cameroon implementing the COVID-19 measures taken by the government of Cameroon. In the course of the campaign operation on the National Road number 1, all vehicles coming from Garwa and Yagwa were checked. passengers who were not seen wearing their face mask were intercepted for sanctioning. Meanwhile, bus drivers who carried more than the required number of passengers were forced to reduce some of the passengers.
Considering the context of the coronavirus which is affecting our society today, this mission has also as objective to impose the prime ministerial measures to prevent the spread of coronavirus. These measures which were given on the instructions of the President of the Republic. And so here we make sure that all the vehicles, transport vehicles that ply the Marwa road respect the number of passengers that they need to carry. 50 for buses that have over 70 passengers, carry 70 passengers, and then 30 for 20 for buses that carry more than 30 passengers.
The campaign operation led by the newly installed Colonel Aboakwe Gaius equally ensured that his field agents strictly respected the social distancing measure and the wearing of face mask.
We equally supervise passengers that they are also carrying their mask and they also maintain a good distance. You see, also we are also very careful about our own selves because we know that the coronavirus will not spare anybody. So we make sure that we ourselves take necessary measures by carrying our mask. Our personnel also make sure that they impose a distance between them and all the road users whom they have to interact with.
The far north region of Cameroon has so far not recorded any case of COVID-19. The action taken is meant to prevent any eventual case of COVID-19.
In the south region of the Republic of Cameroon, administrative authorities and traditional rulers are also enforcing the government's anti-COVID-19 measures, urging the population to strictly respect the measures that have been laid down by the government of Cameroon to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 and also to respect the sanitation rules of the World Health Organization and the traditional ruler of Koolong village in the Nyete subdivision in the Ocean Division of the South region of Cameroon calls on his subjects to adhere to the sanitation rules, and he also respects those rules, and he has limited some of his activities because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Details with Innocent Aze.
In villages in the Ocean Division of the South region of Cameroon, the ugly face of the COVID-19 pandemic is visible. Here at the Nkulong Palace in the Nyete subdivision, the chief does not welcome everybody and anyhow.
Compte tenu de leur rapport, je ne sais pas comment ils font. On se lave d'abord les mains.
When we get up, we first and foremost wash our hands. This practice is common after every activity to avoid contamination.
Avant quoi que ce soit, nous lavons les mains également avant d'entreprendre autre chose.
To reinforce these barrier measures, the Nyete Council distributed sanitation kits to ensure regular washing and disinfection of hands.
Mettre les masques. Nous avons 1000 masques, 100 seaux, 5 cartons de savon et le liquide alcoolique hydro.
Botiji Hotison Babila, Divisional Officer of Nyete Subdivision, assures the materials will be distributed in all villages in the municipality.
Pour distribuer ces matériels dans tous nos villages.
These inhabitants who rely on agriculture are compelled to practice hygiene rules by using clean water and soap to regularly wash their hands. Also to make use of hand sanitizers as well as compulsorily wear face masks to curb the pandemic in their locality.
And the head of state is equally taking some actions in view of stepping up the fight against COVID-19. Cameroon's Minister of Territorial Administration, Tanganji Paul, announced a special gift of the President of the Republic of Cameroon to be distributed to all Cameroonians. And the Minister of Territorial Administration, Tanganji Paul, said within the framework of the reinforcement of measures aimed at containing the spread of COVID-19, His Excellency President Paul Biya has decided to offer a special gift to the 360 subdivisions of the country, and this special gift should not be mistaken for actions of the Special Solidarity Fund created by the head of state, Paul Biya. This is a precision given by the Minister of Territorial Administration in his press statement, and he went further to indicate that the special gift of the head of state comprises hygienic products and medical kits evaluated to the tune of 2 billion francs CFA, and this gift is comprised of this aid from the President of the Republic include 15,000 cartons of laundry soap, that is about 4 million pieces of soap, 1,500,000 face masks for the population, 50,000 surgical masks for health personnel, 75,000 buckets for household use, 40,000 30-liter hand washing cans, rapid screening test kits, and respiratory devices for hospitals across the Republic of Cameroon. And the minister also highlighted the other actions that the President of the Republic had taken earlier to come to the aid in view of helping Cameroonians who find themselves in difficult situations during catastrophes and other difficult moments. And the Minister of Territorial Administration indicated that administrative authorities will receive the gifts from the President of the Republic, notably the governors, and they will supervise the distribution, while the senior divisional officers will also supervise the distribution at the level of the different divisions of the Republic of Cameroon. And the Prime Minister and head of government has created some special centers to take care of COVID-19 patients in some towns of the country, notably in Yaoundé, in Douala, Garo, Limbe, and Bafoussam. And these centers will be equipped to take care of COVID-19 cases in those parts of the country. Now we're going out of Cameroon to other parts of the African continent, and we're still talking about the COVID-19. A Ugandan opposition member of parliament is being held by police for distributing food to his constituents over the weekend in Mityana district, about 70 kilometers from the capital Kampala. And Wamala region police spokesperson is quoted as saying Francis Zaki, an independent member of parliament, was arrested in his Mityana municipality constituency for contravening a presidential directive on food distribution during the ongoing lockdown. And President Yoweri Museveni last week extended a nationwide coronavirus lockdown until May 5. The opposition leader went distributing food. A nationwide strike action by nurses in Malawi has paralyzed operations in public hospitals as the Southern African nation battles to stop the spread of the COVID-19. And the nurses are complaining about poor working conditions, being overworked, and lack of safety equipment to protect them against coronavirus. Malawi has already confirmed 17 cases of the respiratory virus. The nurses are also pushing the government to hire more health workers and increase their health insurance allowances. Access to public health care in Malawi is free. It is mostly used by the majority of the country's population, who are poor. Now in South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa the president of that country, Cyril Ramaphosa, has condemned the alleged theft of food packages meant to cushion the poor from hunger during the coronavirus pandemic. And the president said the report were disturbing and disgusting, adding that the individuals involved in the hoarding or selling or diverting of food aid will be dealt with harshly. This is what the president of South Africa said. Now, concerning the World Health Organization, it has said that people exposed to high levels of air pollution over long periods of time could face higher risks of developing severe COVID-19 infection. World Health Organization officials say they were looking into Asia, Africa, and Latin America to help authorities, including notably the fight against coronavirus. Now, back in the country, we go over to the northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon to take a look at the health situation of some soldiers wounded on the battlefront. Stella reports.
These are wounded soldiers and security elements undergoing treatment at the Faith Military Hospital and the Police Medical Center in Bamenda. They are here with diverse health challenges as a consequence of the 4 years running armed conflict in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon.
On the 15th of September 2019, I was shot at just around Conjeka. I was brought here, they removed 2 meter phones from me. They did the first aid, went and removed 14 pills.
J'ai reçu une balle à la cuisse lors d'une mission ici à Minambo.
General Carvalho and a Congressor Divine, commanders of the Faith Joint Military and the Faith Gendarmerie regions respectively, were here on a periodic visit to appraise the conditions of these soldiers receiving treatment at different health facilities in Bamenda.
I'm facing difficulties when I'm dealing with warm water and feeling electric shocks. And what's when achieving I feel serious shocks, electric.
We were attacked on the 29th of January 2020. So I was shot. So since then I've not been having treatment. So from time to time I've been falling sick.
They were also here with a message from the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of defense to the men at the front in the battle for the protection of Cameroon's integrity on the threats in the northwest and southwest regions.
Vous n'êtes pas oublié que le commandement pense toujours à vous et va vous soutenir. Donc, il nous a demandé de remettre à chacun d'entre vous une enveloppe de 50 000 francs CFA qui pourra vous servir pour vos petits besoins quotidiens d'alimentation et de propreté.
Senior Warrant Officer Ekwamba Morris is one of the soldiers who say they are responding positively to treatment and are grateful for the gesture.
Ça va beaucoup nous aider et au nom de tous les camarades, nous lui disons vraiment merci.
The two generals and the regional delegate for national security, Senior Superintendent of Police Gusmo Emil, also visited this structure to host the Police Medical Center, which has been constructed and pending equipping.
And as the security situation in the northwest and the rest of Anglophone Cameroon remains unstable, the council officials of the Bamenda 2 municipality have not been able to access the council building since they took over that council after the last municipal elections, and they have been struggling with quarter heads to open the way to get into the offices in the council premises. They have so far been operating in a temporary building within the municipality. Stella reports.
Since the present administration of the Bamenda 2 municipality took over the council, they are yet to have access into the council's building located at Benfibie. The council has been operating from a temporary site within the municipality. The council's head, Peter Chenry, appeals the building is rendered accessible for development to follow.
Bamura 2 is a very organized municipality. We are pleading to the quarterheads. We will not go by force. We are on the pleading side that they are brothers and sisters. Let them come to us, because the council, if you look at what we are providing here today, we still have more to provide for the community. Because our mission is to assist the poor and needy, the disabled, the poor. Let those guys who are suffering, let them come out. There's a budget that's located to assist the youth, assist the disabled, the poor. We don't see any reason why they're there. Let them come out. We are already providing jobs to the council, and we are ready to do everything they ask for us. Let them go, and let them go, the quarterheads, let them go and open the doors of that council. That council is a council to save the people. It's not a council for brothers and sisters in the bush. We are ready to help them. But we cannot effect contract or job without the doors of council being closed.
This was during a meeting with quarterheads aimed at fighting the COVID-19 spread and brainstorming on how to tackle insecurity, which is on the increase, and bandits operate with impunity.
Men were well positioned in the quarters and rendered my quarter helpless. Any neighbor who came outside was ordered to kneel down. And they operated from one house to another with impunity and with confidence, and nobody could raise a voice. We were helpless in our house. They invaded a home where there was a wake keep. Because they knew that there was money in that home, they invaded that home, took everybody at one point, and all the money for that burial were confiscated and went away with. And when they invaded the last room, they went up to the street and were moving them majestically without any disturbance.
Concerns on the activities of some vigilante groups have been questioned.
If anti-gang will come over from Queen, come work for Manco, for quarterhead, the place where the quarterhead don't know. Then if we come for police, they say, they begin troubling you for baffle you with questions where you know if you answer. I think you know go fine.
For over 5 years, public taps have not flown in Bamenda. Water flowing from private taps leave nothing to be desired. The inhabitants cover kilometers to get potable water. It is the desire of these quarterheads that the administration of Bamenda 2 takes measures to ensure potable water in the entire municipality.
It's not easy for even people to have water in their houses, especially where they cannot afford to pay privately. So we need water very dearly, and electricity.
Quarterheads of the 4 villages that make up the Bamenda 2 council area backed home buckets of water with taps, cubes of soap to aid them in the fight against the spread of the coronavirus pandemic.
Separatist fighters still dictating their own ways in the Bamenda 2 subdivision and the rest of Anglophone Cameroon. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. Goodbye.